2016, our Ukee Washington sat down with the congressman during a visit here to Philadelphia. He had a message then that truly stands the test of time today, a message he says he wanted all to hear.
We must build on the past.
Congressman, civil rights leader, Liberty Medal recipient. I had the distinct honor of having a conversation with this incredible man in 2016.
Good trouble allowed John to cross bridges.
4 years later, after battling late-stage pancreatic cancer, we're celebrating his life. Civil rights icon.
We have a moral obligation to say something, to do something.
17-term congressman. Even at the age of 76, he was still at the forefront, leading the charge against racial injustice and police brutality. He offered these thoughts on the visual message of athletes, then and now.
I not only approve what they're doing, but I think they're doing what is good, what is necessary. Their protest is protected by the Constitution, by the First Amendment. Some people may not like what they're doing, but they're standing up by kneeling, by speaking up, by speaking out.
Which he always did.
We do not want our freedom gradually, but we want to be free now.
At the age of 23, Lewis was the youngest speaker at the 1963 March on Washington, where the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his I Have a Dream speech. Lewis made it his dream, his life mission, to speak out on racial inequality. The Selma to Montgomery, Alabama marches in '65 were organized by Lewis and other prominent nonviolent activists to demonstrate the desire of Black Americans to exercise a constitutional right to vote. On this day, getting as far as the foot of the Edmund Pettus Bridge, stopped by Alabama state troopers.
Turn around and disperse.
2 weeks after that attack, which is known as Bloody Sunday, Lewis and hundreds more, including the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., completed the march. July 2020, the body of the late congressman is escorted by Alabama state troopers to cross that bridge one last time. Known as the conscience of the Congress, a genuine American hero, Representative Lewis encouraged our youth to get into good trouble, telling me, the younger generation especially, has to lead the way.
They will lead us to a better place. They will lead us to higher ground.
Wow, what a giant he was and what a legacy he leaves behind. We, of course, will bring you complete coverage of today's funeral service for Congressman John Lewis from Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta, Georgia.